One of Shady's former teammates, dude, been an MVP finalist 3 times, top 5 in the voting. You're literally looking at one of the best players that ever says hut, if that is the case. Shady McCoy, that's your dog. What up, Shady?
What's up, franchise?
How we doing, fellas?
True story,
2-5
dog.
will always be 2 live. I'm just going to say that. Shady's the man.
Okay, yo, like
2-5,
that.
2 live.
When I see him, he got all this hair on his face. He have all that back in the day. Yo, I said, this dude, when I first seen him, like, yo, he's the truth. He gonna be, like 3 years, he gonna be a superstar. And sure enough, he's a superstar. What's up, Josh?
Just hanging out, man. Just getting ready to go Monday night.
I gotta give you some love. We all know you balling on the field.
Yes, sir.
But we hearing you balling off the field. Can I give you some love? You got some good taste?
Look at him turn away. He's like, man, what are you doing? He already starting the interview off like that.
He's like,
Hey, what can I say?
Oh, man. On a serious question, though, I do want to ask you, though, because I was a little bit worried this season, right, when I heard that Stefon Diggs was leaving, right? And I look at the defense, a lot of the veteran safeties was going. You know, Tre'Davious White in the secondary, he was going. I had a chance to talk to Tre'Davious probably like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, dang, they got Josh Allen, who was electrifying, but that's all they really got, and a lot of younger players. Was you ever worried at all, like how that season would come out? Would you guys be 2-0 so early?
No, I mean, I think this is what, internally we expected to go. We're trying to win each game, obviously, 1-0 each week. We had a really good training camp. We had a really good offseason in the OTAs with guys showing up, guys getting ready and prepared to go. I got a lot of trust in our receiver room. Obviously, the emergence of James Cook and our offensive line right now, we're running the ball extremely well. I haven't been asked to do a whole lot this year. I'm just trying to facilitate and just trying to get the ball to our playmakers right now. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. Everybody eats. That's our mantra that we got going on right now, and everybody's been excited for each other. And that's how we're going to continue to play football, and our defense is playing some dang good football too.
Josh, let me ask you this, big dog, because you've had a team that's had players that have been superstars, elite superstars, but now a lot of the talent around you, a lot of humble guys. Is it easier on you as a quarterback? You literally just said everybody eats. Is it easier on you as a quarterback when you have running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, when none of them are dying for the football, and now you can throw to the player that's open as opposed to trying to force it to one individual person?
I mean, I don't think that's been what I've been trying to do. Again, as a quarterback here, since I've been here, I'm just trying to throw it to the open guy, right? And conceptually, we've got guys that we can feel like we can play around and put them in different areas now. And that's really all it comes down to. But again, I'm just trying to facilitate, get the ball to these guys that are working extremely hard. And make no mistake about it, they want the ball. We got some dogs on our team that want the ball in their hands, and they're doing everything they can do to get open. But they're not afraid to go and do the dirty work and go block in the run game and run the for the love of the game route down the middle and take 2 high safeties out. So, we just got guys that are dogs that they want the ball, and make no mistake about it. But again, they're football players.
Josh, I was with your offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, when he was like an offensive analyst, and nobody knew who he was back in the day with the New Orleans Saints. Now he comes in halfway through the year last year. You guys shift to a completely different style of offense. At least on the outside, that's what it looks like. And you even said it yourself. You haven't been asked to do a lot this year. Okay, but you're completing 74% of your passes, but your average air attempt yards is 7.4. Was there a strategic shift, a meeting between you and Joe Brady? Hey, we need to win like this? Because from my perspective, you're doing it at a really high level.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, with the way the game has evolved over the last couple of years and what we've seen on offense, I think I've been seeing this for the last 4 years now. A lot of 2 high shell, a lot of quarters, cover 2. And again, that forces you to sometimes get the ball out if there's a good defensive front. There's still opportunities downfield that need to be had, and when we have those, we got to execute and convert on those. But it's a space game right now, and get your guys the ball and let them go run and make some plays. We got some fast twitch guys and Khalil and Curtis and Jimbo for that matter. We got guys that can run some routes, and again, it's a good feeling zone. Guys that are smart enough to understand what's going on. So again, getting the ball out, making it easy on the offensive line. And then, when we start running the ball, if teams are going to continue to play too high, we're going to continue to run the ball and really force 1 high looks. When we get those 1 high looks, that's when we can take some shots.
Josh, I ain't gonna lie to you up here, man. Seeing everything that y'all lost this year on the defensive side of the ball, losing Stefon Diggs on the offensive side of the ball, and then Matt Milano getting hurt in camp, I'm like, since Josh Allen has been in the National Football League, on paper, this might be one of his worst football teams. That's on paper. I'm not in that building. On paper, this might be one of his worst football teams. Mindset-wise, has your mindset changed? Because I know you're looking at the roster, and it's not no Stefon Diggs there. It's a young Keon Coleman, who I believe is going to be a really good football player. It's not a lot of the pieces you had, the Milanos, the Tre'Davious Whites, and all that on the defensive side of the ball. So did your mindset change this year coming into the season? Like, man, I may have to do more. I may have to make everybody around me better. How is your mindset coming into this season?
You know, I think it's stayed the same. I think I'm just trying to be the best quarterback that I can be for the Buffalo Bills, the best teammate that I can be as authentic to myself as I can be. So guys that are maybe new in the building see that in me and just like, hey, I can be myself here. I can go out there and play football as long as I'm working hard and showing guys that, again, we're focusing more on the process than the result right now. And again, we're only 2 weeks in, so we're not going to sit here and crown ourselves and think we're AFC East champs and Super Bowl champs already. It's, we got 15 games left in this regular season, and we're just trying to take it one game at a time right now. So I don't think mindset has changed a whole lot. It's going to continue the same way of it. Again, just find a way to go 1-0, whether that's throwing 50 times a game or throwing 5 times a game, and that's what we're trying to do here.
You know, I had the pleasure of playing with you, right? And I always tell people how competitive you really are in all sports, especially football. So I know this fired you up. I had a chance to see in the offseason they had the top overrated players. And when I seen it, I was so hot, like what we watching here? And whoever's picking was hating.
Bazooka?
And I want to know, though, seriously, though, and I want you to be honest. Don't give me all that political bullcrap, Sean McDermott answer. Did that piss you off when you seen they called you overrated?
I loved it.
Why'd you love it?
Just love it, man.
Fuel to the fire. Oh, no, I need to say it.
Listen, I don't even know if I'd go as far as fuel to the fire. Again, I think I'm a logical guy, and I understand what the NFL is, right? There's 32 teams. Mm-hmm. There's 31 other fan bases and players that I hope despise me and just absolutely are sick of me, because that means I'm doing the right things on the field for the Buffalo Bills.
Talk about it.
Right.
So, again, I think that it's a term of endearment and respect when guys don't like me or don't think I'm that great. Because I can tell you one thing, the guys that are in this building don't think that way.
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
Talk that talk.
It's crazy because but everybody knows, though, even when you talk to defenders, they always, Josh Allen.
Everyone.
You know what I mean? That's why I understand when they said that.
That don't even make sense.
Hey,
dog.
Josh, I'm an MVP voter as of last year. And I said after your first game, I said, this is Josh Allen's best chance to win the MVP, in large part because of the perceived lack of talent around him. You went crazy game 1. You're doing what it takes game 2. Obviously, you are taking it 1 week at a time. I know that. I know that politically correct answer as well. But how much is that on your mind? You finished 2nd, you finished 3rd, you finished 5th. If you take care of your business every game, is winning MVP or being in the conversation one of Josh Allen's goals?
I mean, I think the only reason I would say yes is because that means we're a playoff team. I think if you ever talk about MVPs, it's because their team's probably the 1 or 2 seed. If they're getting votes, you're probably in the playoffs. So that's the only reason I care about it. I can give 2, what's about winning the MVP. The only thing I care about is raising the Lombardi Trophy here in Western New York. And obviously we haven't done it yet. We've gotten close. But we got to find a way to get that over the hump. And again, the other stuff kind of comes with that territory. If we're playing good football and we're winning, those things will happen. If not, they won't. But again, that's not my main goal. My main goal is to, one, get this team in the playoffs and give us a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Josh, you were on the field last Thursday when Tua went down with yet another concussion. The scary scene, we talked about it at length on this show. Damar Hamlin, obviously the situation last year. He was the one who hit Tua, or really the Tua ran into his bicep. What was that situation like on the field?
Obviously very, very scary, very real part of the game. You never want to see anybody go down. You don't want to see your opponents go down. You don't want to see your own teammates go down. And again, I feel like I have a good understanding and grasp of Tua outside of football. We've spent a few places together, whether it's Super Bowl or the vacation. We ran into each other, hung out for a little bit. Talk about one of the all-time just great human beings on this planet. He's such a humble guy. He loves his family. He loves his teammates. And he loves life. And I hate to see that for him. And unfortunately that's the game that we play. It's very physical, it's hard hitting, and sometimes those things are going to happen.
Josh, you also were on the field last year, game 1, when AR8, Aaron Rodgers, went down. But we all got a chance to see him last night. He's in your division.
He loves him,
You know, I know you probably watched a lot of Aaron Rodgers growing up. How excited are you finally this year to be able to compete with him? And especially because, in my humble opinion, I think, and I picked the Jets to win the division, but now I see how y'all are playing football. It's looking like it's going to be y'all two at the top of this division. How you feel about competing against Aaron Rodgers?
One, I'm just happy he's playing football again. I mean, I think this isn't a crazy statement, but he's probably the most gifted thrower of the football of all time. I think the things that he can do.
Thank you, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
And I'm not going to lie. I watched the game last night. I woke up this morning, I watched the all 22 because I love watching him play. If I can incorporate anything that he does into my game, obviously I think that's going to make me a better football player. But he's awesome. I love the guy. I've spent a lot of time around him. And
Josh, what you're not witnessing right now, Josh, James Jones just walked off the set.
That's all I needed, Josh. That's all I needed, man. I don't got no more questions.
You got to back up from the camera. He walked off the set because he always says it. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football ever, and Shady McCoy always argues Tom Brady. So thank you for ending that debate.
I can't, Josh, you just pissed me off. Anyway, moving right along, I do want to ask you this, though, because the same way I looked at you as a rookie, right, where I thought you were super talented, like, yo, this dude got everything you need to be an elite quarterback like you became. Caleb Williams, a lot of hype coming up, right, and it's not looking so good so far, but he is a rookie. What type of advice would you give to Caleb?
I mean, he's played in a lot of big-time games, whether it was at Oklahoma or USC. I think he understands the game. Obviously, the first couple games of your NFL career, if they don't go your way, doesn't mean it's going to define your career. I think he's got to just keep working hard and playing football the way he knows how to play the game. And it's gotten him to this point thus far, and just keep playing football. Like that's the only advice I have. Again, I think he's a very talented player. He's going to be a really, really, really great player, I think, just watching him on tape. And again, they're 1-1 right now, and he hasn't had the greatest start, but they're 1-1.
Yeah, we got to update our handshake, dog. I don't know if you remember our handshake. Can we do it real quick? Do you remember?
That's what we were working on.
Okay, who you do the handshakes with now, though? Who's the new handshake guy?
There it is.
The new handshake guy I've got him with everybody.
Okay, all right.
Everybody on the offense. I got to work on my defensive game. I got to go inside of those meeting rooms a little bit.
Josh, I asked Shady a question about you last year, big dog. Transitioning a little bit. I asked Shady, I said, does Josh Allen have the curse of the gifted? He said, what you mean? I said, Shady, Josh is so talented, physically, athletically, mentally, that sometimes Josh can put his game on cruise control because he's so good that he can put his game on cruise control and not take every play as seriously as he has to because he's that good. But this year, I haven't seen that. This year, it seems like you're intentional about every freaking single play. How has your game changed this year from last year and years past?
Again, I think just understanding the game right now, understanding what defenses are trying to do to us, how to attack those defenses, and then understanding what Joe Brady's calling, and just trying to go out there and run the play to perfection anytime he calls it. A little bit of a different mindset approach this year, I guess. Just in terms of how we're approaching this season. So we've had a lot of good internal talks, and I trust Joe and what he's calling. I trust the 11 guys or the other 10 guys on the field with me as well. So that's all I'm trying to do is just play football.
Josh, you know I'm a wide out, and Shady calls you the franchise. Talk to me a little bit about Keon Coleman. Ooh. Does he have the ability to be the franchise receiver for the Buffalo Bills? Is he that good?
Great question.
Yeah, I definitely think so. He's young. He loves the game of football. His ability to adjust at the catch point and make some of these contested, whether it's back shoulder or some of these fade balls, it's some of the best I've ever been around. It's a different skill set than what I'm used to. But again, I think what doesn't get noticed as much with him is his short game quickness. He's a basketball player. I think everybody knows that, and they talk about that all the time. But when you get him into the slot and he runs some of these slot ins and some of these option routes, the ability to kind of jump cut and lean one way and get to the other, I think it's at a pretty elite level, and it's going to continue to develop as we keep going on. But I got a lot of trust, when we talk about throwing a fade ball, of giving him a chance to go up and get it, because in camp he and obviously in the game one, catching that fade ball, he's shown the ability to go do that on a consistent basis. So I've got a lot of trust in him, and we're going to continue to keep growing.
Now, Josh, you've done a lot of incredible things with the Bills. You've been a part of a Bills rebuild, been a part of a Bills restructure. It's been phenomenal to watch. Shady always says this, though. He said, hey, if Josh was drafted to a more stable organization like the Chiefs with Andy Reid there, Josh would have had a couple chips like that, too.
I'm telling you.
That's what Shady always says to me.
Shady. I'm telling you.
Josh, do you have a response?
I mean, I trust the guys in this building. I trust Coach McDermott and what he's got going on here. And, he got here, his first year took the team to a playoffs that hadn't been here in 17 years. Obviously year 2 was my rookie year. We didn't make the playoffs, but, getting to the playoffs the next year and 4 straight AFC East titles. The last couple of years in the playoffs, obviously we've been close. Couple plays didn't go our way, the injury bug a little bit sometimes, and you're going to need that in the playoffs. Sometimes you need the ball to bounce your way, and at this point in my life right now, I've had a lot of good talks. Most importantly with Von Miller about stuff like this, right? Like it's already written. I'm just watching it unfold in front of us and trust the man upstairs, and that's all I'm trying to do.
Amen to that, Josh. Hey, keep crushing it the rest of the season. Keep leading them out there. You family to us on this show, bro. Obviously, you friends.
Shady, Josh.
Hey, Josh, you forever my brother now, bro.
I appreciate it.
Come on, man.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.